Welcome in, fans. Bluegrass Sports Nation bringing you more action from Jackson, Kentucky tonight as the Hazard Bulldogs come to town. David, Kyle, they come in to visit the Bobcats. These two teams know a little bit about each other this season. Already meeting up 3 times. Am I right on that one?
Bobcats, Bulldogs have already hooked up 3 times this season. Tonight's going to make the 4th. You know, there's a lot of people predicting before the season ever started that these teams are going to play 5 times.
Yeah.
Well, this makes the 4th one.
Well, it should be a good matchup. You know, the last time these two met, it was a fairly close ball game. A lot of people kind of complained and said that Hazard may not have played their best game that night, but still, not to take anything away from the Bobcats, you know, I think they failed by 6 points that night. A pretty close ball game between them two. First 2 matchups, Hazard has dominated. Don't look now, folks, but Hazard and Coach Al Holland coming in here with only 2 losses, and one of those being a team in Kentucky, the other one from Georgia. If you ever heard of Danville Christian, that's the only club in the state right now to call up Hazard's number. So Al Holland with a good record to boast, and got to be feeling pretty confident going into the district and region tournament time.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have been excellent this season. Pretty much any state rankings you see, the Bulldogs have been ranked in the top 10. Basically, any poll that you look at, they've been dominant in the 14th region, not lost a game. The Bobcats, they've won the last 3 matchups. The Bobcats, you would have to go back to last season before you find the Bulldogs the loss in the 14th region. And just got so many pieces. You got Evan Everso, Seth Cottle, and a returning piece that's been out for a good piece this season, but now returning is Kenyon Higgins.
Yep.
So what the Bulldogs bring to the table, and I'm leaving out other guys like Dalton Combs, Trace Kincaid, and Ratliff. Ratliff played an excellent game. You know, kind of might have been the player of the game, BSN player of the game in the All-A Region Championship against Breathitt.
Yep.
Just everybody brings a little piece to the puzzle for the Bulldogs.
Well, Al Holland's team coming in here 23-2, facing the Bobcats. Jeff Honeycutt and the Bobcats trying to find a way to get on the W column against the Bulldogs here tonight at home. Folks, we got about 3:20 on the clock before we have tip-off here from Jackson, Kentucky. We'll be back after these messages on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life. Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. SEC Auto Sales, located at 1557 Highway 15 South in Jackson, is the fastest growing pre-owned dealership in the area. Whether you're looking for a used or new-to-you vehicle, SEC has you covered. Think you can't get finance? Well, think again. They have the best interest rates available, serving all of Eastern Kentucky. Let them show you an easy buying experience. Come on down and see Jeff, Dwayne, and the rest of the gang. Call 606-272-6888 or visit them online at secautosales.com.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
All right, sports fans, we're going to jump straight into the starting lineups for your Bulldogs. From Hazard, number 13, Seth Cottle. Number 2, Dalton Combs. Number 22, Tucker Johnson. Number 4, Nick Ratliff. And the young man, the standout on this team, if you will, number 5, Evan Eversole. I think Evan coming into this game, David Kyle averages about 18.5 a game and about 10 rebounds. The young man just can do anything you ask him to do on the floor whenever you need it.
Evan's had a really nice senior season so far.
And now for the Bobcats of Breathitt High, as the lights go down and the spotlight comes out for these young men here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum. Number 11, Peyton Collins. Number 12, Braxton Terry. Number 14, Austin Sperry. Number 20, Kanan Gross. And rounding out the top 5, number 23, Joseph Honeycutt. Starting lineups for both teams, Bobcats and the Bulldogs, 2 teams, 2 coaching staffs, and 2 communities that know each other well. Both of these communities this week affected by all the flooding. It's a good thing, really, David Kyle, to have these 2 communities here in the Coliseum tonight to kind of get our minds off what's been going on and to let these young men show us their best.
Yeah, just, over the weekend been tough for a lot of people in the Hazard area and right here in Jackson. Just good. We've got a lot of people out tonight, looks like, to come enjoy some basketball.
Let's get ready to get this one on. Bulldogs and the Bobcats from center court. Tip off right now. Ratliff and Sperry. The tip will go back to Gross, and he'll find Sperry. Walks it across the timeline, hands it off to Collins now. Collins goes to work for the Bobcats. Over in the corner in front of the Hazard bench with Honeycutt. Inside to Terry, dish to Sperry underneath the basket.
Dogs
base.
opening up man-to-man.
Yep.
Sperry being matched up by Cottle.
Good matchup between the two. Austin Sperry strikes first. His first 2 points in the lane. Nice jump shot by Austin with 7:30 on the clock.
Bobcats also opening up man-to-man right here defensively.
Interesting matchups on the court. You look at Gross and Eversole. You think about the Cottle and the Sperry matchup that we had down here on the other end, and on this end of the court, Eversole with his first 2 points for the Bulldogs. Just great matchups all over the court. I say it all the time. Al Holland with one of the best starting fives, but you look at the 6th, 7th, and 8th man off the bench for Hazard, they would well be starters on any other ball club.
Well, that's part of the success for the Bulldogs, just how not only are they good starting five, but their depth.
Sperry can't get the roll on the 3-point shot. Hazard will come down with the rebound in the lane. Cottle out to Ratliff, blocked by Sperry. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end of the court with the Bulldogs.
Sperry showing off his athleticism there, getting up, showing the vertical for the Bobcats with the block.
Coach Honeycutt out on the court, shouting some instructions. Eversole with the inbound, working against Gross, comes back to Cottle. Cottle drives inside, brings it back out now.
Bobcats have to be careful here with the switch.
Yeah. Eversole working against Collins. Now Terry out on him. He fires a jump shot, no good. Austin Sperry with a big rebound for the Bobcats. Feeds it to Terry underneath the basket. Had to come back in with it before he went out of bounds, and Bobcats throw that one away. The turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. Cottle open from 3. The Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointer for Seth Cottle is good.
That's too easy a look for Seth Cottle. If he has that, it's going to be a long night for the Bobcats.
We've seen the young man pour in 30 points many times. Outstanding. Is he a junior?
Yes, junior Seth Cottle.
Just an outstanding athlete for the Hazard Bulldogs. Sperry now to Collins, looking inside. Comes back top of the key to Austin Sperry. Sperry works in the lane against Eversole, tied up at the free throw line. Pass inside to Terry. Terry working against Cottle. Shot up, no good. Kanan Gross with the rebound and the putback off the glass for Kanan Gross.
Bobcats kind of exploiting their size there. Terry misses in the first shot. Kanan Gross clean up the offensive rebound and getting the putback.
Cottle going to work for Hazard, working against Collins. Drives in the lane behind the back. Over to Tucker Johnson. Johnson open for the jump shot. Off the rim, no good. Cleared out of there by Sperry. Sperry pushes it up for the Bobcats. In the lane, dishes underneath to Gross. Gross working against Tucker Johnson. The left-handed shot, no good. Knocked loose by Terry. Braxton keeps it alive, throws it back in bounds to Austin Sperry. And Austin dials up a Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointer. And the Bobcats with a 2-point lead, 7-5 with 4:45 on the clock.
Nice hustle by Terry to keep that ball alive for the Bobcats.
Pretty active. The senior getting with it here latter part of the season. Like I said last week, he's had a fire built under him here lately. Honeycutt on Ratliff. Ratliff will pass to Johnson. Johnson will bring it back out to Combs.
Coach Holland won the ball back out, calling for one of his motion offenses here.
Dalton Combs gets open, fires the 3. That's another young man that can bury the Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointer.
Dalton Combs shooting 44.5% from behind the line this season. You have to contest every time. Yep. No space and no time for him.
8-7 your score. Bulldogs with a 1-point lead, 4:02 on the clock.
Bobcats,
Terry with it.
Bobcats run their flex offense.
Collins from way out deep. Peyton Collins buries that Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointer. That'll make the score 10-8. Stepped way back for that one. Young man's got some range.
Yeah, Collins almost once a game you're going to see him shoot one from deep and think it's too deep, but no, it's good.
Yeah. So that time they say it goes off Sperry out of bounds. Sperry pleading his case, saying it went off Ratliff. Eversole with the inbounds now. Feeds inside to Cottle. Cottle up to the rim. A rare miss for him on a high percentage shot. Sperry will bring out the rebound with 3:30 on the clock. Sperry in the lane. Deflected, loses a handle on it, goes to Terry baseline, working against Eversole. Goes up, gets his own rebound, back up. Shot no good. Terry there again, and Eversole will be called for the foul. Terry on the third chance opportunity as he went to work underneath the basket. Didn't make the shot, but he was pulling down the rebounds.
Yeah, good work there by Terry, and that's, you know, as much effort as they put into it, good things happen.
Braxton hits his first free throw.
Braxton Terry on the season shooting 80% from the free throw line.
Second shot in the air, and it's good. A 4-point lead for the Bobcats after those free throws by Terry. Seth Cottle will bring it across the timeline for Hazard. Top of the key now, goes to work, goes to Combs. Now to Eversole. Ratliff. He'll find Cottle. Cottle in the lane, tied up by Sperry. Collins.
Jump ball going to stay with the Bulldogs.
And Cottle, all with a hand on it. The jump ball. Will stay on this end of the court with Hazard. Knocked out of bounds by Kanan Gross. Just some heads-up defensive plays right now. The Bobcats trying to make some things happen to create some turnovers. Eversole takes the inbounds. Wanting to look inside to Cottle. He'll drive into the lane, comes back out top of the key with it now to set up the offense for Hazard. He's going to go in the lane, dribbles underneath to Tucker Johnson, and Tucker there for the easy basket.
Good offense there by the Dogs.
12-10 your score, 2:33 on the clock. Gross, the Honeycutt. Joe for three, shot no good, rebound to Braxton Terry. He'll come back out patiently. The Bobcats go back to work. Sperry with it now. In the lane against Cottle, fires the jump shot from the elbow, and it's good.
Austin Sperry from that area is deadly with the open look.
Sperry was 7 of the Bobcats' 14 points, 2:06 on the clock. Eversole to Combs, now to Ratliff. Thought about the three. Comes back out, feeds it to Eversole. Eversole with Kanan Gross's hand in his face will back it back out to Ratliff. Ratliff open for three, and Nick Ratliff drains the Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer. And that'll bring the Bulldogs to within one. 1:43 on the clock, 14-13 your score.
Nick Ratliff, another that shoots well from beyond the arc. He's averaging 43.6.
You can't leave him open. He's made some big shots. And
hit 2 crucial threes against the Bobcats in the All-A Region Championship game.
Honeycutt with a fake in the lane, dishes inside to Gross there for the putback off the glass is Kanan Gross.
Once again, good offense there by the Bobcats. Both teams just seem really settled in, not trying to force too much. Playing a pretty solid ball game on both sides.
Well, you know, tensions are high, and it's just an emotional game always between the Bobcats and the Bulldogs. And you just said it, both of those teams playing patiently here in the first quarter. 3-point ball game, 16-13, Bobcats up. Ball goes out of bounds, and Hazard will inbound it. Eversole to Cottle. Seth Cottle getting few last-minute instructions here with 1 minute on the clock by Coach Al Holland.
Hazard running their flex offense here.
Johnson to Combs. Combs, he'll dial up the three. He's got 2 of them here in the first quarter. Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer is good, and that'll make it 16 all.
Dalton Combs, if he gets going, he's just so dangerous because he shoots with so much confidence. Bobcats holding the ball at half court right here with 30 seconds to go. Got the arrow pointed their favor also. There's another tie-up between now and the end of the quarter.
Coach Al Holland gives Seth Cottle the go-ahead to go out and put some defense on Sperry, maybe force the issue with 17 seconds. Sperry directing traffic, calls for the screen from Terry. Still plenty of time for Austin, 8 seconds on the clock. Working against Cottle, he'll pull the trigger with 4 seconds. Off the rim, no good. And Eversole will throw a bullet at the basket. It's no good. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, tied up at 16. We'll be back.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Welcome back in, fans from Jackson, Kentucky. The Fairce Woods Coliseum, host to another great game here in the 14th region. Hazard and Breathitt, always a great matchup between these two foes. And like David, Kyle, and I made mention earlier, these two teams already faced each other 3 times. This is the 4th one, with the possibility of another matchup later on in the season.
Bulldogs switching up defenses to a zone right here. Start the quarter.
Long pass to Honeycutt, inside to Gross, dishes to Terry. Terry makes his way in with some muscle. Goes back up, shot no good. Pulls down his own rebound again, but they'll get the jump ball call. I think Tucker Johnson also had a hand on it. The possession arrow will give it to Hazard. Ever so to Cottle. Cottle will walk it up for the Bulldogs. 7:39 on the clock, 16 all. Seth to Tucker Johnson, over to Nick Ratliff. Ratliff already with a 1-3. Dalton Combs over to Cottle. Cottle drives baseline, puts up the jump shot, and it's good.
Good ball movement and execution by the Bulldogs.
Seth Cottle, another player that's just so comfortable around the rim. Every time the ball leaves his hands, you got to believe it's a high percentage shot for that young man.
Yeah, there's a nice set run by the Bulldogs. You know, they had every option. It looks like they went through it until they got to Cottle.
Sperry working in the lane, comes back out. Long pass over to Honeycutt. Feed to Terry. Terry in the lane. The shot is up and good for Braxton Terry, and he draws the foul on Tucker Johnson. That'll be his first foul, and Braxton will go back to the free throw line to try to extend the lead for the Bobcats.
Braxton, as we mentioned earlier, 80% on the season from the line.
Shot is up and good for Braxton. 19-18, 1-point lead. Dalton Combs will bring it up now for the Bulldogs.
Bobcats stand man-to-man.
Inside to Eversole, working against Terry. Dishes underneath to Johnson. Johnson's shot off the glass, no good. Battle for it underneath. And Tucker still with it, and Austin Sperry trying to tie it up. And the jump ball finally get a whistle underneath the basket. Tucker Johnson really going to work trying to make something happen for the Bulldogs underneath. And that time Sperry went underneath twice to try to finally get the jump ball call. Possession gives it to the Bobcats, and Austin will go back to work for Breathitt. Terry inside to Gross, spins off the glass and good.
Bulldogs picked up a little higher that time, man-to-man. Bobcats able to play their overextension.
You got to love that move by Kanan. His eyes are out beyond the arc like he's looking for somebody else, and the defender follows the eyes, and Kanan goes up with that little left-handed shot, many times a one-handed shot. And Kanan striking early here in this one with 6 points. There he is again with it for the Bobcats, working against Tucker Johnson. Goes over to Honeycutt, now to Collins. Collins going to drive in the lane, working against Dalton Combs. Dishes underneath to Terry. No foul called. Ball goes out of bounds.
Going to stay with the Bobcats. Officials tonight, Chris Ambergy, Roger Fairchild, and Brian Napier.
Austin Sperry to inbound for the Bobcats.
Sperry off his back and dunk.
Wow. Austin Sperry throws it in off Tucker Johnson's back, and all Tucker can do right now is kind of smile as Sperry gets the inbound to himself and goes up for a dunk.
And we're going to stoppage and play for, got a couple players need to tie shoes.
Sperry with nine points here. A few smiles on the court after that one. I think he just caught us all looking that time. Seth Cottle works it in for the Bulldogs. Top of the key, working against Collins. He'll stop, pull up, jump shot, no good. Nick Ratliff there for the putback.
Nick Ratliff got loose there. No Bobcats boxed him out, made him pay with the putback.
5:15 on the clock here in the second quarter. 23-20 your score. Little pressure by the Bulldogs. Long pass over to Honeycutt in the corner. He'll fire the three. First shot by him of the night. Kanan Gross going to work underneath. Shot doesn't fall, but Kanan will draw the foul.
Kanan Gross doing a good job there getting position for the offensive board with the opportunity to put it back.
Trace Kincaid and Kenyon Higgins set to check in for the Bulldogs. Gross's free throw is good.
Kanan on the season, shooting 55% from the free throw line.
Second shot is up, no good. Higgins with a rebound. Cottle with a basketball for Hazard. 4:57 on the clock. Hazard looking to work on this 4-point lead that the Bobcats have. Higgins dishes to Eversole. Eversole wanting to work on Gross. He goes up with a jump shot, and it's good for Evan Eversole. Eversole with a quiet first half so far, only 4 points for Hazard.
Eversole, you know, he does so many things good, and even when he's not really doing a lot in the scorebook, he's putting in rebounds and just creating so much tension on the defense.
And he's kind of one of those heavyweight championship prize fighters. He's going to take your punch, take your punch, take your punch, and then when you're not ready, here he comes. A little step back fadeaway by Dalton Combs is good.
And Eversole, you know, he's a top player. You know, he may have 4 points, then you're going to look up and it's 16.
Yeah. Austin Sperry at the logo for Breathitt, calling out the play, working against Seth Cottle.
Bobcats trying to run a set play here, looks like.
Peyton Collins tries to fight through. He comes back out. Sperry still with it. And we get a timeout on the Breathitt Bobcat bench with 3:51 on the clock. We'll be back in 1 minute here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
Folks, we are back. 3:51 on the clock here in the first half. Your score is 24-all between the Bulldogs and the Bobcats. Coach Honeycutt with a quick timeout here late in the first half, trying to get some things straight. Stallard comes in for the Bobcats.
Looks like giving Peyton Collins a break. Peyton's played excellent defense this game.
Sperry will bring it into the backcourt for the Bobcats. He'll go to work. Honeycutt with it.
Bulldogs switching up to his zone. Looks like they're trying to deny Sperry.
Defenders close down. Stallard with it now. Back to Sperry. Over to Honeycutt. Dishes inside to Kanan. Kanan picks up his dribble, goes to the basket. Shot no good. Big rebound by Cottle. Cottle all the way to the basket and
gonna have a jump ball.
Yep.
It's gonna stay with the Bulldogs.
Austin Sperry able to cap the ball as Cottle went to the basket. Trace Kincaid now will inbound it for the Bulldogs.
Coach Allen showing his displeasure at that call.
Feed to Eversole off the glass and good for Evan Eversole. Give him 6 points tonight with 3:19 on the clock here in the first half.
Bulldogs back up to a 2-point lead after falling behind 4 on the current 6-0 run.
Sperry calling for the screen. Trying to get the offense moving. Calls for Terry to come to his right.
Bulldogs switching up defense pretty regularly right here in the second quarter.
And puts Stallard in motion to the corner. Drives in the lane. Brings it back out. .245 on the clock. Sperry working against Cottle. Pulls up. Scoop off the backboard. Bounced off the glass. Trying to set himself up. And
Sperry's going to be called at the foul.
Yep, ball got loose. Sperry says, my bad. 2:38 on the clock. It'll be Austin Sperry's first foul.
The Bobcats' first foul of the game.
Yep.
2:38 to go in the second quarter.
26-24. Dogs by 2. Stallard working against Seth Cottle. He'll pass to Kincaid. Trace Kincaid with a Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer.
Kincaid, another good three-point shooter, shooting almost 37% from behind the arc this season. as a team, the Bulldogs shooting 36%. Pretty impressive number.
Hazard has stretched it out to a 5-point lead now. No look pass by Honeycutt underneath to Terry, taken away.
Higgins got his hand in there and knocked it loose on Terry.
Dalton Combs fires the three off the rim, no good. Battle for it.
We're going to get a foul on Everso, looks like.
Yep.
Foul's on number 5, Everso. That's his first.
First foul on Evan Everso. 1:56 on the clock. Pretty clean game here in the first half between these two ball clubs. Close matchup between them. Not many fouls. Both of them playing pretty calmly too. Nobody's rushing the offense. Bobcats waiting patiently and kind of playing that hazard game here in the first half.
If you're looking, this is two veteran ball clubs. Bobcats right now with 5 seniors on the floor. Hazard playing at the guys that's played a lot of varsity minutes.
Yep. Jump shot by Sperry, in and out, no good. Higgins with a rebound. Kincaid will bring it across the timeline. Trace looks over to Al Holland. Cottle with it now. Seth will set up in front of the Breathitt bench. Drives into the baseline. Got Stallard on him. Comes back top of the key. Feed inside from Combs to Higgins. Got knocked loose, and the ball still loose. And Terry able to get it to Gross. Gross with a long pass to Austin Sperry. Feed to Honeycutt. Honeycutt 6 foot from behind the three-point arc. And Joe Honeycutt was with his first Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer of the night.
Honeycutt got a clean look there, made the Bulldogs pay.
Draws the Bobcats within 2. Cottle in the lane, feed to Higgins. Shot is up and good off the glass for Kenyon Higgins.
Good ball movement there by the Bulldogs, catching the Bobcats' weak side rotation, not on the point.
Sperry across the timeline, 26 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Your score, 31-27. Hazard with a 4-point lead.
Sperry appears like he would be content to take the last shot here, or his teammates take the last shot. Currently, the Bobcats have the arrow, too, to start the half, provided we don't have a jump ball.
What a great matchup between these two in the first half. 6 seconds on the clock. Sperry goes to work. Feeds to Honeycutt. To Gross, 1 second. He'll fire off the back of the iron. No good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Your score here from Jackson, 31-27 with Hazard in the lead. We'll be back after this message.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. SEC Auto Sales, located at 1557 Highway 15 South in Jackson, is the fastest growing pre-owned dealership in the area. Whether you're looking for a used or new-to-you vehicle, SEC has you covered. Think you can't get finance? Well, think again. They have the best interest rates available, serving all of Eastern Kentucky. Let them show you an easy buying experience. Come on down and see Jeff, Dwayne, and the rest of the gang. Call 606-272-6888 or visit them online at secautosales.com.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Halftime here in the Coliseum. The Bulldogs and the Bobcats back to work, totaling up some scores here from the first half. First for Hazard, 5 for Seth Cottle, 8 for Dalton Combs, 6 for Evan Eversole, 2 for Higgins, 2 for Tucker, 3 for Trace Kincaid, and 5 for Nick Ratliff. For the Bobcats, 3 for Peyton Collins, 7 for Kanan Gross, 3 for Joe Honeycutt, 9 for Austin Sperry, and 5 for Braxton Terry in the first half. Your score 31-27 with the Hazard Bulldogs in the lead. Probably one of the cleanest matchups we've ever watched in the first half, David Kyle.
Yeah, just really good ball playing by both teams. You know, you sit through there and look at both sides offensively. You can make the argument that neither team took a really bad shot at any point that first half.
Yeah.
And defensively, you know, you got good officials letting them play, but, you know, there's nothing to where you said, oh, that was a really bad missed call or anything like that. It's been really good, both sides, defensively, offensively, watching the Bulldogs switch up their defenses, Bobcats staying disciplined in their man-to-man. You know, both teams are having to play good just to get a score, and they are playing good offensively.
Yeah, it's really clean game, not many fouls, and you know, you make a good point. Both of those teams playing calmly and with a mutual respect for each other, and both of them playing really good ball. You know, Hazard sitting number one with an RPI of .703, followed closely on the KHSAA rankings by Jenkins with a .600. You know, Hazard boasting a full point, if you will, on the RPI rankings by KHSAA. A lot of people don't pay that a lot of attention, but I like to watch that number. You know, you watch these ball clubs play each other, and it does start to mean something when you get closer to the end of the year.
Yeah, but I would say right now, if you let the Bobcat faithful hear that Jenkins is ranked above them, they may disagree with that.
Probably would.
But, you know, because a lot of people, you know, will say the number 1 and 2 teams right now in the region are the Bulldogs and the Bobcats. And, you know, you can't leave out the Commodores there. They played a really nice game in here a week ago. And the Knott County Central Patriots.
There's been a lot of years, and this is one of those years, too, that you could kind of just throw up Hazard, Breathitt, Perry, or Knott as those 4 teams that was going to make it to that regional semifinal game to try to vie for a regional championship. This year, Hazard has kind of bested everybody in the region, just you know, showing out a little bit. They got a great team. They communicate well, and they play well for Coach Al Holland, and you expect that from Al and his ball club. You know, we talk about a little bit about Perry and Knott. Yeah, both of those teams have played some big games and had some big matchups with some big wins, but they've just not been able to convert in some games like Breathitt and Hazard have. Folks, we still got about 4 minutes left here in the halftime session from the Fairce Woods Coliseum. We'll take another quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be back to talk some more 14th Region basketball and bring you the action here in the third quarter.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Frank's, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
Appalachian Wireless is starting 2025 by doing something they've never done before. New devices on us. Up to $800 off select devices. This is on a new or renewed line on the Appalachian Advantage Unlimited or Mix and Match plans. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or any retail location for complete details. New devices on us. On the region's best network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
We are back right as the buzzer sounds to draw a close to the halftime here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum. Bulldogs are up 4 on the Breathitt Bobcats. Great matchup between these two ball clubs. We talked a lot about the history between the two clubs and the games they've played this year. Both of these communities going through a lot of stress, a lot of destruction, and it's just good to have everybody logging on and watching here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Good to have a packed house here at the Coliseum. A few empty seats. Fans, if you can't be here, we appreciate you tuning in on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Great matchup between these two, and we're getting ready to kick off the third quarter between the Bulldogs and the Bobcats. Sperry across the timeline now goes to work, hands it off to Collins.
Bulldogs opened up zone to start the half.
Sperry with it, trapped over in front of the bench. Cross-court pass to Honeycutt, feeds it inside. Gross patiently there with the shot off the glass is Kanan Gross. He has been just so instrumental for the Bobcats here in this game. Another basket underneath for Kanan, give him 9 points.
In order for the Bobcats to be successful against the Bulldogs, Kanan Gross has to play a good game.
Ratliff working against Sperry. Inside to Eversole, spins on Gross, goes up, shot is good for Evan Eversole. Could be a matchup of the big men underneath as we get this third quarter going. 29-33, Bulldogs still in front by 4. Long pass from Sperry to Honeycutt. He'll feed it back to Collins. Inside to Gross. Gross, nice pass to Collins underneath, and they're going to call Tucker Johnson for the foul.
That's going to send Peyton Collins to the free throw line to shoot 2. Collins on the season shooting 88.9%.
Nice feed by Kanan to find Peyton on his way to the rim, and a rare miss by Peyton from the free throw line. Just looked a little weak on the follow through that time.
Just a little short there. I'd say Peyton correct this. And he does.
That one's money. Give him 4 points. 6:58 on the clock. 30-33 your score. Dalton Combs working it up front for the Bulldogs. He'll find Seth Cottle in front of the bench. Drives in the lane baseline. So many times Cottle there for that one. Terry going to get the rebound and go coast to coast up to the basket The layup is good for Braxton Terry as he shows us a little more athleticism.
Yeah, Braxton Terry is a sneaky good athlete. You see him, he's a wide frame, looks strong, he's stronger than he looks, but he also moves extraordinarily well.
That was almost like a track meet. He got the rebound. He said, I think I can outrun these guys.
I said, Coach, look, I can play guard too.
Everso gets the feed and makes good on the basket underneath, 32-35. Bulldogs by 3. Honeycutt with the fake, shoots the 3. And Joseph Honeycutt with another Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer. He's got 2 on the night. 5:58 on the clock. That'll tie it, 35 all here in the third. Dalton Combs now feeds Everso over on the left wing. Everso pulls up, shoots the 3. Seth Cottle there for a rebound, and they're going to get Austin Sperry, I believe, for the foul.
Yeah, Sperry's going to be called with his second foul. The Bobcats didn't get a body on Cottle. Cottle got the offensive rebound.
Well, I tell you what, Austin that time just a little aggressive with the defense, gets called. A lot of times he might have got by with that one, but referee Napier's seen it different. Cottle with Collins behind him.
They're going to get a foul on Collins. They're going to call this on the floor.
Reach in from behind there on Peyton. 5:37 on the clock. That is the first foul on Collins. And the Bobcats with 2 fouls here in this third quarter now. Feed to Tucker Johnson from Combs, taken away. Braxton Terry with it. Finds Sperry. Coach Al Holland not happy about the no call on that one. Sperry pulls up from the free throw line. The jump shot is good for Austin Sperry. He's got 11 points. Cottle across the timeline for Hazard. 5:15 on the clock. Bobcats up 2 now. Seth Cottle working against Peyton Collins. Drives in the lane. Wanted Johnson to cut. Johnson feeds it back to Cottle.
Cottle getting a pick and roll from Everso.
In the lane, pulls up, jump shot. Can't get the bounce. There for the rebound. Underneath was Tucker Johnson and tied up by Sperry. And we got a jump ball called.
We'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Tucker and Austin, 2 athletes going after the ball.
Just competing. And both guys, they got to be careful. We're getting close to postseason. You don't want anything to, hinder your postseason play here.
Ratliff inbound to Everso. Everso under the basket, working against Gross. Goes up, shot no good. There for his own putback is Evan Everso. Everso was 6 points in the first half. He's got 6 here in the third quarter. Give him 12 points. Peyton Collins going to work for the Bobcats, 4:30 on the clock. Over in the corner in front of the scorer's table, he's got Dalton Combs in front of him. Terry there for the pick. Collins fires the long 3. Peyton Collins with a deep Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer. Young man has got some range.
Yeah, absolutely. Peyton's one of those players, you give him time and space, and he can knock down a lot of shots.
Looked like he picked up a bag of popcorn at the concession stand and took the shot at that 3, and he made it.
Good look there by Everso to get to Tucker Johnson for his bucket.
Tucker with 4 points tonight after that basket.
And they're going to call a charge on Terry.
So Braxton called for the charge in the lane. And the Breathitt faithful and Jeff Honeycutt not happy about that one. That is his first foul. Telling Braxton, just play calm. That's your first. We got a lot more basketball to play. 3:56 on the clock. Bobcats up 1. Bobcat faithful here in the Coliseum not happy with that call. Combs to inbound it to Cottle. Cottle flips it back to Combs across the timeline. Bulldogs go to work with 3:50 on the clock.
Everso wanting the ball here.
Cottle with it. Drives in the lane against Collins. Goes up off the backboard and good for Seth Cottle. He's got 7 points. Sperry with it now.
Hazard still applying a little full court pressure on the Bobcats.
Feed back to Collins. Collins in the lane. Dishes underneath to Terry. Braxton Terry there for the basket and the assist by Peyton Collins. What a nice pass.
Good job by Collins to attract the defense and give the easy layup to Terry.
42-41. Pull-up jump shot by Seth Cottle off the rim, no good. Probably should have took some time off the clock and been patient. Collins with another three, no good. Evan Eversole there with a rebound.
Quick shot there by Collins, but he's been having a lot of positives happen for him. You know, he's just trying to test himself.
These two teams back and forth. When a team has a mistake, you really got to be patient to make sure you capitalize in this game. Both teams that time, two empty possessions. Combs feeds it inside to Eversole, working against Gross. Goes up, off the glass and good for Evan Eversole.
Eversole with a good offensive move right there, using his body and strength to get to the goal.
Back and forth we go, 2:39 on the clock. Bulldogs with a 1-point lead. Gross to inbound it. Little pressure applied on the inbound by Hazard. Austin Spurrier will walk across the timeline, set up the offense for Breathitt County. Austin gets a screen from Canaan, dishes underneath to Terry. Off the glass again. Braxton was 6 points here in the third quarter, and that'll put the Bobcats up one.
Once again, good job by the Bobcats driving and giving the ball up to the opposite block, finding a teammate wide open for the layup.
Dalton Combs out front for the Bulldogs. He'll feed it to Seth Cottle. Cottle. It's by the screen, and Collins going to be called for the foul. I'm wondering if we got some moisture on the court over there. Maybe not. Collins lost his footing. Peyton's going to come out with 2 fouls, and Aaron Stallard will come in for Peyton Collins. Did they call that foul on Collins?
Yeah, they got a 12. They're saying Terry according to the scoreboard, but
that was the last foul on Braxton. But we had a whistle. I thought we had a foul on.
They did.
Peyton.
Okay.
Yeah. Just hadn't been put up yet. Braxton with another big rebound, bring it across the timeline. He's got an alley into the lane. Wow, he goes to the basket, shot no good. But young man getting to the hoop. Tucker Johnson having a hard time holding on to it. Gets it to Evan Eversole. Coaches on the Breathitt bench wanted a time call. And Bulldogs come up empty. Bobcats looking to make the most of this opportunity in this possession. Coaching staff that time wanted a 5-second call on Bulldogs and didn't get it, I believe. Sperry with a three-pointer, no good. Another empty possession for the Bobcats. 1:12 on the clock, 44-43. Neither one of these teams able to make a move past the other one right now.
And both teams start kind of a sense of urgency, want to make a big play.
Honeycutt on Ratliff, and Sperry there trying to take it away from Seth Cottle, and Sperry will be called for the foul.
That'll be Sperry's third.
3 fouls on Austin with 58 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. So Seth Cottle will go to the free throw line.
Cottle on the season from the free throw line, shooting 74.2%.
Shot is up, no good. Game like this, you got to have every one of those.
When you get close games, your free throws and your loose balls turn into even more importance.
Yep. Bobcats working hard, trying to pull off a W against Hazard here in the fourth matchup between these two. Cottle that time puts the free throw in, and that'll tie it back up at 44 with 54 seconds on the clock. Aaron Stallard with it now going to work. Top of the key, setting the offense for Breathitt County. Canaan comes out, Gross takes it, looks inside, trying to find an open man, goes cross court to Aaron Stallard. Stallard working the baseline, goes up, passes back to Honeycutt. He fires the three, off the rim, no good. Canaan Gross there for the rebound. No foul called. Canaan goes back up. Braxton Terry there for the rebound and a putback, and it's no good. And the fans here in Breathitt County,
I think the fans is ready to blow the dome off.
Thinking that whistle came about 3 fouls too late.
Bobcat faithful not happy with that.
They thought Gross was fouled underneath the basket twice, and Braxton Terry able to pick up the rebound, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line, makes good on his first shot.
And they're going to call that foul on number 4, Nick Ratliff, and that'll be his second for the Bulldogs.
No real foul issues so far in this game other than Sperry with 3 for Breathitt County. Seth Cottle will bring it up the court for Hazard with 20 seconds on the clock. Eversole to Johnson. Johnson looking inside.
Hazard running their flex offense.
Comes back to Ratliff. Now to Combs. Nobody standing still for Hazard. They're always active on the court. Ratliff dishes underneath to Johnson. Taken away.
He's going to stay with the Bulldogs with 1.5 on the clock.
Shot was deflected as he went up with it, and it'll roll out of bounds and stay here with Hazard. Got enough time to throw it in and get a good look. Put it in the air. Ratliff fires the 3. No good. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter, 45-44. Bobcats hanging on to a 1-point lead here in Jackson. We'll be back after this message.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, fans, we are back. Bluegrass Sports Nation bringing you the action between the Bulldogs and the Bobcats. Breathitt hanging on to a 1-point lead. We got 8 more minutes, David Kyle. Big matchup between these two. What do you talk about in that last huddle?
Well, both teams talking about just to execute, do what makes you good. You know, don't force anything that's not there and just play basketball. You get 8 minutes.
Stallard, 7:57 on the clock, goes to work for the Bobcats. Finds Sperry. Thought about the jump shot. Goes in the lane against Eversole. Off the glass and good for Sperry.
Sperry, you know, getting a player on his hip, getting to the goal. He's hard to stop in that spot.
47-44. Dalton Combs. Go to Ratliff. Now to Eversole. Now to Seth Cottle. Works in the lane. Loses a handle on it. Ratliff comes up with it. He'll come back to Eversole. Hazard. Players seem to take a breath and reset the offense for the Bulldogs. Cottle gets the screen from Eversole. He'll put up the jump shot off the back of the rim. No good. Tucker Johnson's rebound. Lost a handle on it. Combs there to pick it back up for Hazard. And I think that's going to be on Honeycutt. Fans not really happy because Honeycutt called for a little check foul like that. A lot of action going on underneath the basket just a couple possessions ago with no whistles.
Hazard bringing in subs right here. Ridge Beverly, Trace Kincaid, and Kenyon Higgins. Ridge Beverly, first action of the game.
Yeah.
Ridge Beverly is, you know, one of the most veteran players in the 14th region. Played in the state tournament before. You know, sneaky good. Don't underestimate him.
And an important part of this team. Ball knocked loose from Higgins. Honeycutt comes up with it. Bobcats need to capitalize on a turnover. Up 3, 6:48 on the clock. Yeah, Ridge Beverly, just an exceptional general for any team. Can play point guard, really with a great shot, good range from three-point land. Just an excellent player as you see him take away defensively. Take the ball away from the Bobcats. Beverly with it now for the Bulldogs. Finds Kincaid. Over in the corner to Cottle. Now to Eversole.
Here's Beverly as a freshman at Prairie Central, starting point guard on Team Go State tournament.
Eversole with the jump shot is good.
Cuts the Bobcat lead to 1 with 6 minutes to go in the game.
Sperry across the timeline. Cottle in front of him. These two guys have played a lot of basketball against one another. Gross with it now. Directing traffic. Comes back to Stallard. Looking inside for Terry. They'll bring it back top of the key to Canaan. Gross to Austin Sperry.
Bobcats look like they're trying to get into offense, but just having a hard time getting started.
Yeah. 5:35 on the clock, and Coach Honeycutt wants a timeout to talk to his troops. We'll take it with them after this word from our sponsors.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
We are back here in the fourth quarter. 5:35 to go in this one. 47-46, 1 point lead for the Bobcats. David, Kyle, this one could go down to just who has the ball last.
Yeah, at the rate we're going, it's been a close game all the way through. 4 points, I believe, has been the largest lead by either team. Right now, 1 point lead by the Bobcats. Excited to see how this is going to finish up.
Stallard will inbound it for Breathitt. He'll go to Sperry. Hazard sits back up in that zone. Sperry going to drive in the lane, loses a handle on it, picks it back up. Shot no good. Higgins with a rebound. Ridge Beverly will bring it down for Hazard. Beverly out at the logo now, setting things up for Hazard. Cottle. Out to Higgins, top of the key. Inside to Beverly. Out to Eversole, working against Braxton Terry in the lane. Fake, shot goes up and good for Evan Eversole.
Good shot by Eversole. Terry contested, but Eversole just using his length, getting over the top.
1 point lead now for the Bulldogs. Austin over to Stallard. Stallard goes back to Austin Sperry. Now back to Stallard. Thought about the three. Comes back. Cross court to Honeycutt. He'll fire the long three. Sinks it. Joseph Honeycutt with a long Breathitt Funeral Home three-pointer. He's got 3 threes here tonight for the Bobcats. Trace Kincaid pulls the trigger on a long three of his own.
Says that, Honeycutt makes a three. Kincaid says, I got one too.
Yeah. We got another timeout on the court. 50-51 your score. Bulldogs up 1. We'll be right back.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
.421 on the clock here from Jackson, Kentucky. The Bobcats and the Bulldogs in a big matchup, 51-50. Bulldogs with a 1 point lead. These two teams have went back and forth in every game this year, and Hazard has bested the Bobcats in the first 3 matchups. The last game, I think, was the closest one, with Hazard winning by 6. Bobcats trying to get back in the lead here and pull out a W in this one. Gross to Sperry, loses a handle on it. Stallard there to clean it up. He comes back to Sperry. Sperry working in the lane, steps back against Cottle. Jump shot no good. They're going to get Cottle for the foul.
Sperry will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Sperry on the season shooting 74.8%.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Bobcats is number 14, Austin
2 big free throws would put the Bobcats back up by 1. Let's see how Austin can do from the free throw line. Shot in the air on the first one, and it's good.
And that's going to tie the game back up. Spurrier with a chance to take a 1-point lead here on this free throw.
Stallard takes a seat for the Bobcats, and Peyton Collins back into the game. Second shot by Austin is good. 52-51, Bobcats with a 1-point lead, 3:46 on the clock. Ridge Beverly running the offense for Coach Al Holland. Higgins with it now to Cottle. Cottle looking inside for Eversole. Cottle drives in the lane, puts up the one-handed shot, no good, tipped by Higgins. He'll pull it out of there, go back out front court to Kincaid. Kincaid fires the three, no good. Battle for the rebound, and
foul on Higgins.
We're going to get Higgins for the foul. Payne and Gross will inbound it for Breathitt County. Pressure on the inbound by Hazard. Ball comes in to Austin Sperry. 3:24 on the clock. 52-51. Sperry working against Seth Cottle. Cottle's eyes does not leave Sperry. He knows he's wanting to go lane. He gets a screen from Gross. Little mismatch now. He'll go in against Higgins. Off the last shot, no good. Maybe altered. Higgins brings it out of there.
Eversole got a hand on that. Good effort by him.
Cottle with it now in front of the Bulldog bench. Comes back to Beverly. Beverly sets the offense, goes to Eversole. Eversole going to go in the lane. Drives in against Terry. Shot goes up. A trip or two around the rim, but Evan Eversole's jump shot is good.
Eversole's bucket puts the Bulldogs back up by 1.
2:40 on the clock. Trying to see if we can finish this one in regulation. 1-point game. Hazard in the lead. Sperry dump inside to Gross. Shot no good. Tipped. And no look pass from Sperry to Gross. Terry loses a handle on it. Collins comes back up with it. Long pass across to Honeycutt, and we got a foul on the floor, and I think that's going to be called against Trace Kincaid.
It'll be Kincaid's first, the team's third of the quarter.
A lot of action inside that time, and I think Braxton just lost a handle on it underneath. Maybe the pass was deflected. Bobcats dodge a bullet. Honeycutt will inbound it from the baseline for the Bobcats. Long pass back to Sperry. Inside to Gross. Gross pulls up from the free throw line. Jump shot no good. Battle for it. Terry and Higgins. Higgins comes up with it. Kincaid with it now for Hazard.
Now here's a pivot. And now Coach Allen wanting a timeout. He's going to take a 30.
30-second timeout by Hazard. 2:02 on the clock. 1-point game with the Bulldogs in the lead. We'll be right back.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza.
2:02 on the clock. Coach Al Holland want to talk to the troops. I tell you, you got if you're a Bulldog fan, you got to like your odds in the last 2 minutes, knowing that Coach Holland is in control of this team. But I tell you what, Coach Honeycutt really got some offensive weapons.
Yeah, both teams. And this game's been back and forth. You know, the first 30 minutes, this game's been great to watch. You know, hopefully we're in for a treat for the last 2.
So many games that Al Holland has pulled out the clipboard during the last 2 minutes and drew up a play, and he did just that right then. We'll see what Hazard has to offer the Bobcats. Beverly to Eversole, back to Beverly. Passes to Kincaid. Hazard content to get an open look. Cottle in the lane with it, spins. Shot is up and good from Seth Cottle.
Good play by the Bulldogs. Cottle getting the ball inside around 10 feet in the paint. Rises up, makes the easy 2.
10 points for Seth Cottle tonight. Sperry in the lane. Pass to Terry, and they go to the court in the corner battling for it. Terry and Eversole both go down.
And they're going to give a timeout to the Breathitt County.
Quick timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 1 minute on BSN.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
We are back. Hazard 55, Breathitt 52, 3-point game, 1:22 on the clock. You can't script them any better than this one, DK.
No, it's been great so far, and Bobcats the ball probably in a spot where they need to get a bucket right here.
Honeycutt will inbound it from the baseline. And here we go for the last minute and 22 seconds from the Coliseum. And a pass inbound to Sperry, and they're going to get
a foul on
Cottle for the foul. And 3 fouls against Seth Cottle, 1:21 on the clock.
And the Bobcats from here on out, when the Bulldogs fail, we'll shoot the bonus.
Yep. Inbound from Honeycutt to Collins to Sperry now. Austin working in the lane. Kicks it back to Honeycutt. He pulls the trigger. Joseph Honeycutt. I think he's averaging about 4 Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointers a game. That's his 4th one tonight. Look out.
Big shot there to cut it, to tie this ball game up with a minute to go.
55-55 with 52 seconds on the clock. Cottle to Kincaid. Fans on their feet here in the Coliseum. Kincaid back to Cottle. Cottle working against Collins. Great defense.
Bobcats went to shove there.
Cottle tied up in the lane. Dishes back to Kincaid. Pulls the trigger. Off the rim. No good. Eversole there to pull it down. Ball knocked loose. And we got a timeout called by Coach Al Holland. And we'll take it with them here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
Appalachian Wireless is starting 2025 by doing something they've never done before. New devices on us. Up to $800 off select devices. This is on a new or renewed line on the Appalachian Advantage Unlimited or Mix and Match plans. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or any retail location for complete details. New devices on us. On the region's best network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
If you're comfy at home, get up, get ready. 24 seconds trying to finish this one. Sitting back in your seat, you might want to scoot up on the edge of it. This is going to be a good one. 55 all. Bobcats and the Bulldogs coming down to the wire, DK.
Setting up for what's going to look to be a classic. Been a good game this entire time. Setting up to see an exciting finish. Either that or some free basketball.
Eversole throws it in, knocked loose by Honeycutt. Combs comes up with it. Out at the logo, loses a handle on it. Over and back by Dalton Combs with 18 seconds. The Breathitt Bobcats have a chance here in this one to try to finish this one off. 55-55. Honeycutt to throw it in. Goes to Sperry, and Sperry will be fouled.
They're going to say
I guess
deflected by Cottle.
I guess they knocked it loose. Honeycutt goes long to Sperry. Sperry with time, 15 seconds on the clock. Fans coming to their feet here beside of us.
Sperry was just here last Friday.
Austin with it, 6 seconds on the clock. Cottle in front of him. Going to drive in the lane, fires off the rim, no good. Tip goes out of bounds. Terry had a chance with the tip, and we'll go to overtime. 55 all between the Bobcats and the Bulldogs, and you called it, free basketball. Here it comes. We'll be back after this message on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
The price of admission here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum could not do this one justice. We got 4 more minutes on the clock. The Breathitt Bobcats and the Hazard Bulldogs so many times down to the wire, and here tonight they have drawn up to overtime. And we'll try to finish this one in the next 4 minutes. 55 all, back to center court for a tip. Tip goes back to Gross. Gross will find Honeycutt, back to Austin Sperry. Sperry smacks the ball to get this one started for Breathitt. 3:50 on the clock.
Sperry working, Hazard matched up man-to-man right now. Collins coming to get it.
Collins working against Trace Kincaid. Finds Sperry on the baseline, open underneath, dishes it back into Terry. Ball comes loose. Seth Cottle with it, feeds it to Combs. Over in the corner to Kincaid, fires the three. Off the rim and back in for Trace Kincaid. A big Breathitt Funeral Home for Trace Kincaid. He's got 3 here tonight.
And Kincaid, if you give him time and space, once again, another good shooter for the Dogs.
Makes it a 3-point lead, 58-55 for Hazard. Feed from Collins, inside to Gross, blocked by Eversole, out of bounds. And it'll stay here with Breathitt.
Gross had good position there on Cottle. Eversole recognized it, come across, got the block.
Every possession counts here in this 4-minute overtime. 3:08 left. Terry with it to Gross. Now back to Sperry. Sperry working against Cottle, drives in the lane, all the way to the hoop, loses a handle, picks it back up. Underneath, shot up, no good. Seth Cottle will come back up with it for Hazard, all the way to Nick Ratliff. Layup, no good. Cottle with a rebound. Kincaid pulls the trigger on another 3. Trace Kincaid, the story for the Bulldogs in the second half and in the overtime. Another big 3-pointer by Trace Kincaid. He has dialed up 4 Breathitt Funeral Home 3-pointers tonight for the Bulldogs. Shot by Peyton Collins, no good. Seth Cottle back for Hazard again in the lane, all the way to the hoop. Knocked out of there by Sperry. Gross comes up with it. Austin will bring it up the court and try to settle things down and get something going for the Bobcats. He'll fire the 3 off the rim, no good. Terry there for the rebound and the putback.
And we got a timeout, Breathitt County. It's going to be a 30.
We'll take it with them on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
Appalachian Wireless is starting 2025 by doing something they've never done before. New devices on us. Up to $800 off select devices. This is on a new or renewed line on the Appalachian Advantage Unlimited or Mix and Match plans. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or any retail location for complete details. New devices on us. On the region's best network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Trace Kincaid and the Hazard Bulldogs not afraid to fire the three-point basket. Gives them a 4-point lead here, 57-61. Trace coming out here in the overtime period, hitting 2 big threes already for Hazard. 2:11 on the clock. Bobcats with a little work to do, DK.
Yeah, Bobcats right here got to settle down and get a stop.
Who wants it the most here in the last 2 minutes?
Coach Allen calling for his offense.
Eversole in the lane, going to draw the foul against Terry. Shot was no good, but Evan will go to the free throw line.
Evan Eversole on the season from the free throw line shooting 68.3%.
Eversole with 20 points on the night. First free throw is good. You know, we made a comment about that. He had 6 in the first half. Now we're looking at chance to, and he does. Makes it 22 points for the night. 63-57, 6-point lead. Biggest lead the Bulldogs have had all night. Either one of these teams have had all night. Sperry in the lane, working against Dalton Combs. Up to the basket, shot no good, but he'll draw a foul on Combs.
Sperry going to line the chance to cut this to 4 points. Much needed 2 free throws here for the Bobcats.
Still a lot of time on the clock, 1:48. Sperry's shot in the air, no good off the back of the rim. Sperry puts down his dribble for the second shot. It's up, and it's good.
Big possession right here for the rest of the game. Bobcats needing to stop. If the Bulldogs can get a score, it's going to push it out to a 3-possession ball game.
Eversole with it, working against Terry. Wanting to go in the lane. Terry will
foul on Terry.
Terry will pick up the foul. Eversole was trying to make his way in to the lane. That's the 3rd foul on Braxton Terry. With 1:33 on the clock. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Kincaid. Big story here for the Bulldogs. Hitting those 3-pointers in the lane. Feeds over in the corner to Ratliff.
Coach Allen going to be patient right here.
You bet.
I'd say it's either layups or free throws right here, what Coach Allen told them guys in the huddle.
Yep. Cottle with an open look, didn't take it. He'll bring it back out. 1:12 on the clock. And we get a foul on Austin Sperry. That's his 4th. 1:12 now left.
4. So the Bulldogs will be going to shoot the bonus on the next Bobcat foul.
Eversole to inbound it. Looking. Throws it high for Cottle. Cottle trying to back Peyton Collins into the basket.
And they're going to call a blocking foul on Peyton Collins.
Fans not happy about that one. And Seth Cottle will go to the free throw line for Hazard.
Yeah, Coach Honeycutt trying to say he pushed him off, and the arm did extend, but Brian Napier didn't see it that way.
First shot good for Cottle. Goes to the free throw line for the second one, and it's good. Long pass from Honeycutt to Sperry. Sperry in the lane all the way to the basket. Layup is no good. But we got a foul underneath on a shot on Evan Eversole. Austin Sperry will go back to the free throw line. 1:02 now on the clock. Shot in the air and good. 17 points for Austin.
Spurry trying to throw it off the rim, across the line before it hit. Called for the violation.
Kincaid with the ball for the Bulldogs, trapped. And the defense, I think Collins will be called for the foul on that one, I think.
That's going to send Trace Kincaid to the free throw line.
4 fouls on Peyton Collins.
And if my sheet's right, this will be Kincaid's first free throw attempt in the season.
Shot no good. .56 seconds on the clock. Bobcats down 6 to the Bulldogs, 59-65. Kincaid's second free throw is good. 7-point ball game with 54 seconds. Collins working against Kincaid. Finds Honeycutt, dishes back, and the ball knocked loose. Kincaid comes up with it for Hazard. All Hazard has to do is hold on to the basketball. Kincaid will walk it across the timeline and find Cottle. Pressured by Collins and foul there by Peyton. I think that'll be his 5th.
And that'll send Aaron Stallard into the game for the Bobcats.
Stallard will come in. Seth Cottle will go to the free throw line. As fans begin to file out here. Hazard continuing to stretch out the lead, and that one is good for Cottle. That'll make it an 8-point lead.
Just a second. Sure. That's fine.
Second one is good for Cottle. And we got a quick timeout on the Breathitt bench. We'll be back after 1 minute on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
He's sending Trace up here.
At HCTC, we've got you covered. While you focus on completing your certificate, diploma, or degree, our success coaches will connect you with financial information, tutoring, and so much more. Stay on your path to success at HCTC. Call today at 606-487-3293. We'll never underestimate you.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
All right, folks, we are back. We got 34 seconds in this one. Overtime period between the Bobcats and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs able to pull in front here late in the fourth, partially behind some great three-point shooting by Trace Kincaid. Trace still on the court with Cottle, Eversole, Combs, and Ratliff. And the shot no good for the Bobcats. Cottle will walk it across the timeline for Hazard.
Looks
with
like
18 seconds. And that's going to probably do it for this one. 9-point victory for the Bulldogs going away in this one. Trace Kincaid, some big three-pointers here in the last half of this game, especially here in overtime to open things up for the Bulldogs. There's the horn on this one, 68-59 your score. We'll be right back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
All right, folks, we are back. Bluegrass Sports Nation bringing you a great matchup between the Bulldogs and the Bobcats. These two ball clubs have went back and forth so many times, and like we said earlier in the broadcast, free basketball, extra 4 minutes. The price of admission didn't cover everything that the fans got to watch here tonight. We'll go down the scoring real quick for the Bobcats. 12 points for Joe Honeycutt, 17 for Austin Sperry, 14 for Braxton Terry, 9 for Kanan Gross, and 7 for Peyton Collins. For the Bulldogs, 5 points for Nick Ratliff, 13 for Trace Kincaid, 4 for Tucker Johnson, 2 for Kenyon Higgins, 22 points for Evan Eversole, 8 points for Dalton Combs, and 14 points for Mr. Seth Cottle, your Buckhorn Children's and Family Services Player of the Game. Congratulations, young man, for being Player of the Game. Tell us a little bit more about this matchup, what this matchup between the Bulldogs and the Bobcats means to you, and how you guys look forward to this one every year.
It's something else, and the past 2 years they beat us out of the region tournament and beat us out of All A last year, so it's always a good rival between us two teams.
Yep.
It's fun. It's always hard fought, aggressive, physical. It's fun to play. Proud of my teammates.
I tell you what, I'm proud of your team too. Proud of both teams for the clean ball game that we had. A lot has went on in these two communities in the last few days, and for you guys to come in and play this matchup the way you did, such a clean ball game, very few fouls, great sportsmanship, back and forth up and down the court. You really gave the fans here live and the ones watching on Bluegrass Sports Nation a great matchup. Talk a little bit more about your teammates. We bring you up here as a player of the game, and we want to brag on you. And as always, a great player always puts his teammates first. Talk about some of those guys here tonight.
So I appreciate it. Hard-fought game. Proud of my guys on the defensive end, and Trace Kincaid coming in, hitting some big shots.
Yeah.
We shot the ball pretty well all around, but we fought hard, did what we had to on defense, played physical. I couldn't be more proud of them.
We could have picked a number of players, Eversole with 22, Trace Kincaid coming in, hitting those big threes. We bring you up here. You brought the ball up the court many times, calling the offense, taking care of things the way that Coach Al Holland means, and that's got to be important for him too. David Kyle, what you got for Seth tonight?
Well, next week we're starting district tournament, and all the things y'all have done, being rated in the top 10, it's all nice things to have, and it's reflection of how good a season you all have had. But I know Coach Al Holland and all those guys and those coaches, you all have talked about Rep Arena. That's the goal at the end of the day. What have you guys got to do in the next 2 weeks to make sure you get there? What's going through your mind?
Keep working. Got to make sure we keep being aggressive and we don't let bad things get in our heads. We got to keep our heads high, keep playing hard, and do what we got to do to win.
Absolutely. That's, good answer right there.
So I appreciate it.
Communication and the way you guys handle yourself on the court, second to none. I've said it earlier in the season, and I'll say it again, the Hazard Bulldogs, you guys are as advertised. Congratulations on the win tonight. Big win over Breathitt. 68-59 here in overtime on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Congratulations. Appreciate you being the Buckhorn Children's and Family Services Player of the Game. Fans, that's going to do it for us here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Weather permitting, we know we got some snow coming in here. Weather permitting, we'll be back tomorrow night with Breathitt versus Estill. We'll let you know if that's not going to happen. Season winding down, David Kyle, almost tournament time.
Yeah, next Monday opening up district tournament around the 14th region, so exciting time in the mountains.
For Seth Cottle, Tucker Neese, James Strong, David Kyle Abner, I'm Rob Hounsell. Fans, we'll see you next time on Bluegrass Sports Nation.